Have you ever heard the expression, they're running around with their hair on fire? It certainly applies to a lot of people today. And possibly it's applied to you. I know it's applied to me at times. What it really means is, in a fire, everybody would be running around excited. No one's going to be calm, except perchance somebody who has a very specific plan and feels confident in that plan. So, when things go south and times get tough, running around with your hair on fire really accomplishes nothing. As you can see, I've had my share of times with my hair on fire. In my last video, I promised that I would do a follow-up to what really began a shift in my video making. And that was Revelation 3:20, when I had this discovery of, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and sup with him and he with me. That being said by Jesus in John's vision in Revelation, is really referring to people who are already believers, and especially people who have been disobedient and possibly tried a lot of their own way. I qualify for this. Perhaps you find you do too. So in thinking about this over the last week or so, I have come to realize that our Christian culture, and me included, feel like we are to be commended, let's say, when we notice a fire. What am I saying? It seems like people are really coming attuned to we are living in the last days. Many signs, very few things have yet to be fulfilled. And I do not intend on these videos being a primer on eschatology. I don't claim to be any authority on eschatology. But I do feel I need to up front give you at least my view of the book of Revelation. Now, that could take a while, right? But it's not going to be that big. The word revelation really is the word apocalypse. That's the word. You could say it's the apocalypse. But our understanding of apocalypse is flawed at best. We tend to think that due to the movies that came out from Tim LaHaye back in the 70s, that it has to do with the end of the world. But really, apocalypse means an unveiling, and specifically in the book of Revelation, an unveiling of Jesus. So I have, and I believe that that's, I'm not going to try to prove it, but that's what I believe. So I don't believe Revelation was written to give us some secret code as to the day of Jesus's return and make us have further our long-standing Christian mentality that life might be bad, but hey, soon we'll be done with the trouble of the world and Jesus is going to come and rescue us from it all. Does that mean I don't believe in the resurrection of the dead and our resurrection of those who are alive and remain? No, I do believe in that. But I don't think that God ever intended it to be our rescue plan, our get out of jail free card, so to speak. Because depending on what version you are of the last days mentality, you either believe you're going to escape all of it, or you're going to be going through some of it, or maybe all of it. And in which case, I think that this scripture here in 2 Timothy 3 is a very good scripture. And we'll take a look at it together here. So 2 Timothy 3 says, "But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty. I think the King James says perilous times. For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. Avoid such people. For among them are those who creep into households and capture weak women, burdened with sins and led astray by various passions, always learning, never able to arrive at a knowledge of the truth. Just as Jannes and Jambres opposed Moses, so these men also oppose the truth, men corrupted in mind and disqualified regarding the faith. But they will not get very far, for their folly will be plain to all, as was that of those two men.